guys, it's Roy here from Marvelco12 and EpicDroid.com. Today we are going to be looking at the Honor 8 and the Honor 9 and what makes them different from each other. The Honor 8 came out in July of 2016 and the Honor 9 came out in July of 2017. So the Honor 8 was an awesome device when it first came out and the Honor 9 is an awesome device now. Honor 8 was my favorite device of 2016, and if it weren't for a few issues with the US bands not being supported on the Honor 9, it would be a primary contender for my favorite device of 2017. The devices look very similar to each other, and so we're going to do a deep dive in this video into what makes these two devices different and which device is the better device. So first things first, let's look at the dimensions. The Honor 8 is 5.73 inches tall, 2.8 inches wide, and it is 0.3 inches thick. The Honor 9 is 5.8 inches tall, 2.79 inches wide, and 0.3 inches thick. Unless you're looking for it, you aren't even going to notice the change. In fact, it's so minimal that most of my cases for the Honor 8 also fit on the Honor 9. As far as weight goes, the Honor 8 weighs in at 5.4 ounces and the Honor 9 comes in at 5.47 ounces. Again, not a huge difference, but the Honor 9 is just a little bit heavier. So both devices ship with the same super impressive, awesome looking layered glass that gives it this really cool effect when you're tilting it and the light hits it at different angles. They both have that same feature on them. The biggest difference you're going to see is with this fingerprint scanner. The Honor 8 has a fingerprint scanner here on the back and the Honor 9 has a logo. Now one thing that isn't quite as noticeable is part of the fingerprint scanner. On the Honor 8, the fingerprint scanner also doubles as a smart key. You can set it up to perform up to 3 different activities where you single click or double click or you do a long click, and it will open apps, it'll turn on the flashlight, it takes screenshots, I mean all sorts of different things. That feature is not to be found anywhere on the Honor 9. So also on the back we have a couple of other changes. They've taken the Honor logo and they moved it up here where the fingerprint scanner used to be. They've added some text up here where it says dual lens hybrid zoom. They've added some additional text down here. The dual cameras are a little bit wider apart here on the Honor 9 than they are on the Honor 8. They flipped these. If you look, the sensors and the flash are up and down, whereas here they're side to side. So the other big change, it's a little bit harder to see on camera here, but the Honor 8 features a completely flat back. The Honor 9, however, goes and it gives it a 3D curved side. So this side here is curved and it fits much more comfortably in the hand than the Honor 8 did. The Honor 8 fit comfortably, but this is much more comfortable. So here on the sides of the devices, they feature the same button placements. You still have your power button on the bottom and you still have your volume buttons up top. Now as you can see here, the buttons on the Honor 9 are a little bit larger if we line those up. So it does give you a little bit better pushing surface and it's a little bit easier to use those buttons. The Honor 8 appears to have a little bit of a texture here, but that just may be from age, but the power button is a little bit larger on that one. You flip it over on the other side, the SIM trays are exactly the same spot, exactly the same size, same patterns, nothing there. Now the bottom of the two devices are 100% identical. You have the headphone jack, you have your USB-C charging port, and then you have your speakers and your microphone is also buried in there. So if you flip it over here, you'll see up on the top we've moved the IR blaster from the right side over to the left, and we've moved the noise cancellation microphone from the left over to the right, and we've also put them a little bit closer together. On the front of the device, the most visible change is the removal of the Honor logo so they could make room for the ceramic fingerprint scanner. The only other real change on the front is with the screen size. The Honor 8 features a 5.2-inch screen, whereas the Honor 9 is just a little bit smaller with a 5.15-inch screen. Both screens have a resolution of 1080 by 1920, and they feature almost the exact same pixel density. So now that we've looked at the outside of the devices, we're going to take a look at what's inside the devices. Both devices ship with a Kirin processor. The Honor 8 ships with a Kirin 950 that I thought was insanely fast. I didn't think that anyone could ever get anything better than that in one of these devices. However, the Honor 9 features a upgraded processor. It's a Kirin 960, which is insanely fast. I mean, it's the fastest processor I've ever used in a device. The Honor 8 and the Honor 9 both come with 4 gigs of memory. However, the Honor 9 has a upgrade where you can get a 6 GB version, and this is actually the 6 gig version rather than the 4 gig. So the Honor 8 came with 32 gigs of storage as its default, and the Honor 9 comes with either 64 gigs or 128 gigs. Both devices feature microSD support, and depending on the version of the Honor 8 that you get, they also support dual SIMs. This particular version of the Honor 8, this is the FRD-L04, it's the US and Canada version. For whatever reason, it only shipped with single SIM support. So earlier we mentioned the cameras and how they're a little bit wider and stuff like that, but we didn't dive into what really makes these cameras different. The Honor 8 has two 12 megapixel lenses. The Honor 9 has a 12 megapixel RGB lens and then a 20 megapixel black and white or monochrome lens. So on both devices, these dual cameras work together to produce some insanely good pictures, and that are some of the best pictures I have ever seen from a mobile device. The Honor 9 also ups the camera game over the Honor 8 in that it features a 2x lossless zoom, which means that you can get closer to the subject of the picture without losing any of that photo quality. So next up is the operating system. The Honor 8 originally shipped with EMUI 4.1. It then was upgraded to EMUI 5.0. The Honor 9 ships with EMUI 5.1, and both of them are based off of Android 7.0. There aren't really a lot of differences between the two different versions. There are some features that they've removed on the Honor 9 and then that they had on the Honor 8, mostly around the smart key and things like that. Most of the changes to EMUI 5.1 are in the ways that it handles memory and overall enhancements to the user experience. Now there is one change I forgot to mention earlier on the front of the device. The Honor 9 features capacitive buttons that are down here rather than on-screen buttons like the Honor 8 had. Now the last difference, and the one that in my opinion had the biggest impact on the device, is the band support, meaning what networks that these devices can be used on. Both devices have several variants and they support multiple bands. I won't go into all the various bands that they do support, but suffice it to say, the Honor 9 doesn't support any of the 4G LTE bands that are supported in the US by all the major carriers, and it doesn't support all of the 3G ones either. The Honor 8, however, supports almost all of them. So if you were looking for a new device, either one would be a great device. I really like both of them. The Honor 8, like I said earlier, was my favorite device of 2016, and the Honor 9 is a serious contender for my favorite device of 2017. Either device would make you happy. But if you are in the US and if you need those higher data speeds, I would definitely recommend the Honor 8. There's not enough differences between the two devices that I would not recommend the Honor 8 in this year. However, they are both awesome. If you're outside of the US, definitely jump on the Honor 9, and at least until... So if you're outside of the US, definitely jump on the Honor 9. If you're looking to save a few bucks, the Honor 8 will definitely not be a slouch and will definitely make you happy. Either device, awesome devices. I love them both. I'm just waiting for Honor to come out with a version of the Honor 9 that supports the bands that are supported here in the US. If you guys have any questions about either the Honor 8 or the Honor 9, or if you spotted any differences that we missed, hit us up in the comment section down below. We'll answer those questions or respond to those comments as we are available. If this video has been helpful to you, please give us a thumbs up and be sure to share it with your friends. And as always, just want to tell you guys thank you for watching, thank you for all your support, and you all have an awesome day.